Bob Paisley's managerial career, it has to be said, didn't begin too promisingly. In the Charity Shield game of 1974, Kevin Keegan and Leeds United's Billy Bremner were both sent off. It was just a little hiccup, though, and Liverpool had silver in their sights once more in season 1975-76. They again reached the final of the UEFA Cup, their opponents this time the Belgian side Bruges, and in the first leg at Anfield, Liverpool got away to a dreadful start.
14 minutes of this second half of this 1976 UEFA Cup final gone. Bruges leading by 2-0 and moving forward again with Lambert just outside the Liverpool box, a shot for goal. And it was just as well for Liverpool then that Van Gaal didn't really connect properly with that one, because again he found himself in space. There was no Liverpool defender marking him, but his shot was mishit wide. The goal kick has quickly been taken by Liverpool, and Clemens gets it downfield. The ball bounces on the left edge of the Bruges penalty area and is picked up by Highway for Liverpool. Highway jinks in field, finds Kennedy, a furious shot by Kennedy, and what a goal by Ray Kennedy! Tremendous goal by Kennedy, but not enough by any means. But at least it's given Liverpool hope. 15 minutes of the second half gone, and Liverpool reduced the arrears. Liverpool 1, Bruges 2, the scorer Kennedy with a terrific left foot goal, and the Kop at last can sing.
Well, that was a great shot by Ray Kennedy. There was some very good work, though, by Kevin Keegan, who's been challenging for everything tonight. This is what Liverpool want. They're playing, in fact, no action at the moment because the referee's blown the whistle for a free kick against Liverpool. I was going to say, this is, in fact, what Liverpool wanted. They could have done with it, I think, a little bit earlier, but they're playing towards their favourite Kop end now. That was really a monumental shot by Liverpool, by Kennedy, for Liverpool, that is, but they need a lot more. They need a lot more.
Half an hour to go. Liverpool 1, Bruges 2. And the atmosphere really electric now as Bruges have a free kick inside their own half. The ball hit forward by Volders, headed away from his own penalty box by Hughes. But again, it's the Belgians who pick it up halfway inside the Liverpool half. But Smith wins it back for Liverpool to Clemens. Now listen to the Kop crowd as Liverpool storm forward again. The ball with Highway, far side of the field. Actually, Liverpool left. Halfway inside the Bruges half, turns it to Neil. Neil, a good ball, finds Keegan. Lovely skill by Keegan on the edge of the penalty area. Gets it back to Kennedy, and Kennedy has hit the post, and Case gets in the rebound. And Liverpool scored twice in a minute. And now the Kop believe that they can still win the UEFA Cup final. What a match this is proving to be. Liverpool conceded 2 goals in 12 minutes in the first half, scored 2 goals in 1 minute in the second half, and suddenly it all looks on again for Liverpool. A tremendous shot again by Kennedy produced the opening. The ball hit the post, and Jimmy Case turned the rebound over the line. And you can hardly hear yourself speak now. 17 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool 2, Bruges 2. Peter Jones.
Well, so far we've seen technical skills from Bruges. We've seen so many good things. Now then, they've got to show character, because if you can, in fact, suddenly conceal 2 goals and you're going to do it at the Anfield, then you've really got to show something.
And Liverpool go forward again. Callaghan chips it into the penalty area, but the offside flag has been raised on this near side. It's not the only flag that's been raised in this ground at the moment. The Spy and Kop away to our right, and I'm sure you can hear them, are a mass of flags and banners. They were impatient and annoyed with Liverpool in the first half, and perhaps they had a right to be, but they're very, very delighted with them now. 2 goals in a minute, both produced from the explosive shooting of Ray Kennedy, though the second was scored by Case. A 2-2 scoreline, and a free kick given away, though, by Liverpool in the centre circle. The West German referee needing a cool head to keep control of this game. I'm not suggesting it's been going away from him, but the fervour and the excitement in the atmosphere is really something here at Anfield now. Free kick to Bruges inside the centre circle. 18 minutes of the second half gone, and a 2-2 scoreline in this first leg of the UEFA final. And Liverpool win the ball back from that free kick. Singing all around now, and as Peter Jones said, the character of this Bruges side really going to be called into question. Callaghan for Liverpool in the inside right position, finds Smith, halfway inside the Bruges half. Smith, the first time ball into the penalty box, headed away. There's Kennedy again. Danger now, Field Bruges when he gets it, and he turns it out left to Highway. Highway goes round the back and is brought down. It's going to be a penalty, and it is. What a second half this is. No doubt about the referee's decision. Highway took the ball from Kennedy, went round the outside of the Bruges defence and was clearly tripped. And who would like to take this penalty kick? What a moment. Liverpool have had problems with penalties this season. Neil has taken some of them, Keegan has taken others, and it looks as if Keegan's going to be the man to take this. What a dramatic moment. Almost 20 minutes gone in the second half, and Liverpool have a chance, incredibly, to take the lead. Who would be Kevin Keegan at this moment? The Bruges goalkeeper demanding that the referee allows him to stand where he wants to stand as Keegan steps up to take this penalty, and he scores! Keegan from the spot. And Anfield is just a sea of noise and red and white scarves. Oh, unbelievable. Liverpool 2 down in 12 minutes, now lead by 3 goals to 2.
And that was the lead, one slender goal, which Liverpool took to Belgium for the second leg. And there, by way of a penalty, Bruges equalised the aggregate score after only 11 minutes. But Kevin Keegan, that remarkable little man, a model professional and accomplished hitman, restored Liverpool's lead just 4 minutes later. And that was the way it stayed, 4-3 on aggregate. A close-run thing, but so too was the First Division Championship, with Liverpool facing Wolverhampton Wanderers in their last game of the season, a game crucial to both clubs.
A little less than a quarter of an hour remaining, and the Championship and relegation in the balance. Wolves 1, Liverpool 0. Liverpool in possession inside their own half. The ball with Callaghan in the centre circle. Moves forward, looking for men to move into space. Finally gives it to Keegan, again shadowed by Daly, wherever he goes. But Keegan gets a good ball out to the far side, finds Neil, the fullback. Neil to Kennedy, 10 yards outside the Wolves box. Kennedy turns it back into the path of Neil. Neil scrambles between 2 Wolves defenders, and finally the clearance up towards the halfway line, but no Wolves man near. Liverpool turning all the pressure on at the moment, but still have no goal to show for it. Callaghan, right edge of the Wolves penalty box. Liverpool trailing 1-0. Clips it infield to Smith. Smith, the first time ball into the middle. Toshak gets it on, there's Keegan! And Keegan has scored! Keegan for Liverpool! The footballer of the year gets what could be the goal of the year as far as Liverpool are concerned, because a draw will be enough to take the title to Anfield. 6 minutes of the 1975-76 season to go, and the Championship at the moment going up north to Liverpool. 1-1 the scoreline, and remember that would take Liverpool level on points with Rangers and give them a better goal average by my reckoning, 3/100ths of a goal. The ball with Clements, the Liverpool goalkeeper. A long kick downfield, bounces halfway inside the Wolves half. Toshak collects it. Right edge of the Wolves penalty area. Sends a lovely ball out to Highway on the far side. Liverpool looking good at the moment. Highway with Sunderland ahead of him. Goes round the back. Gets his cross in too. Headed away from danger by the Wolves defence. Kennedy in for Liverpool. Ball bounces out to Keegan. Just outside the Wolves penalty area. Keegan looked to be foul. Referee waves play on. Keegan finds Neil in an outside left position, halfway inside the Wolves half. Keegan, the first time ball into the box, finds Kennedy. Kennedy to Toshak. Toshak turns, can't get his shot in. He might still get it in. And he's getting it in! He's got it in all right. He's got it into the Wolves net. And that, no matter what happens now, means that the title goes to Liverpool. And the old firm have done it again. Keegan the first goal, Toshak the second. The 2 men who scored so many vital goals for Liverpool this season score the 2 most vital goals of all, because now the title is Liverpool's. No question of that. 5 minutes to go. Wolves 1, Liverpool 2. Bobby Gould, the Wolves substitute, furious with referee Courtney. But it's all to no avail now, I'm afraid. Wolves' First Division life is over after 9 years in the First Division, during which they've been to Wembley twice in the League Cup and reached the final of the UEFA Cup. But now, I'm afraid, the Second Division staring them in the face. But of course, the really big prize at stake here tonight looks like going to Liverpool. 2 minutes to go to the end of the 1975-6 season. Liverpool leading 2-1 and topping the First Division at the moment by 1 point. The ball inside the Liverpool half has been headed out of play by Tommy Smith. Ian Callaghan, who's done so much for Liverpool tonight, will equal a post-war record of 4 league championship medals. Billy Fouts, the only other player to do that since the war. And Liverpool, indeed, if they clinch the title, and it looks a certainty now, will have become the most successful team in First Division history. It'll be their 9th league title. We're just going through the motions now, frankly, here at Molineux. There's only a minute to go, and unless Wolves can produce the most dramatic goal burst of the season, it's all over. Wolves in possession, halfway inside their own half. The ball with Daly in midfield, turns a long ball out to the far side, but Hughes is there for Liverpool. They're too canny to make any vital mistakes at this stage. Liverpool's experience has probably carried them through this season, and it's doing so again tonight as the ball is played into the Wolves half, picked up by Keegan, far side of the field. That's the left edge of the Wolves penalty box. Keegan, scorer of the first Liverpool goal, flicked on by Toshak, who scored then the second. Keegan into the box, finds Kennedy. Kennedy is round one man. Kennedy gets it in. Kennedy has scored! And that is that.
And 12 months later, at Anfield, they retain the championship at the end of what was one of the finest of all Liverpool's memorable seasons.
Highway begins to go round this near touchline. Highway holds. Highway goes in field. Highway hits it first time. It rebounds off Alan Taylor. Comes to Tommy Smith. A great fusillade here by Liverpool at West Ham. Ball breaks to Jimmy Case. Halfway inside the West Ham half to Kennedy. Kennedy turns it back to Joey Jones. West Ham defending stoutly still. The ball with Joey Jones. Turns it in field. Jimmy Case. Case holds. Tommy Smith. Tommy Smith still holds. And then has a look up. Doesn't give it to Fairclough though. Reverses it. Devonshire reads it well, gets a return ball from Brooking, and West Ham themselves building with a lot of confidence. The ball with Billy Jennings. Billy Jennings playing for the injured John Radford, expected to be flying off to America today. Billy Jennings, he's at Anfield instead, and helping West Ham to gain what could be a very precious point for them. West Ham among 7 clubs, at least 7 clubs, all clattering very dangerously near the bottom. Billy Bonds takes plenty of time. We have now got 65 seconds. That's the time remaining for Liverpool to get their 10th championship. They already have a record of 9 titles. The 10th could be coming their way in the next 60 seconds. And it simply means that the silver trophy will come out of the case in the boardroom below us and go straight back in again as McGibbon turns the ball back to Mervyn Day. Mervyn Day, just one of the many West Ham heroes, though, at Anfield. 2 glorious saves in the second half. Bonds stands on the ball, takes plenty of time. That just shows you what West Ham feel about a point here. So it looks as if Liverpool are not going to do it in the style they would have wanted. I was going to say in the style that they're accustomed to. But the 1 point would be enough. 35 seconds between Liverpool and the first of the treble prizes. Well, the Roar, in fact, is one of those very special moments here at Anfield. The Liverpool team come out and they're holding the championship trophy. The championship trophy is held high. It's just been carried about 25 yards from the trophy case. They're going to bring it out for Anfield. And this is the Anfield sound. In fact, one of the few occasions when I've seen a lot of people pouring onto the Anfield pitch. They're usually very well behaved here, but the police come in very quickly and move them off. I hope they do, because this is Liverpool's moment, and I'm quite certain those fans will want the team to enjoy it. And who have they given it to? They've given it to young David Fairclough. David Fairclough holds, and Anfield are shouting, "We are champions." In fact, they're saying something else too, and telling their fans to get off the pitch. That says a lot for Liverpool. And in the next minute or two, this is the first of the treble for Liverpool. They've done it, they move to the top, and Jimmy Case holds that cup high. The sun shines on the new champions, the old champions, the champion of champions. That's Liverpool.
And just a week later, the champion of champions were at Wembley, the second phase of their bid for a historic treble. facing Manchester United in the 1977 FA Cup final.
The throw in field quickly to the darting, busy figure of Keegan. Then it's turned back out by Liverpool to that far side of the field to Case, just outside the penalty area. Case to McDermott. McDermott, a good first-time ball into the middle. It's not clear. Only as far as Neil, though, for Liverpool. Neil lofts it high into the penalty area. The linesman's flag has gone up on the far side. And indeed, David Johnson was in an offside position, so a free kick to United on the edge of their own penalty area. Dennis Law?
Well, I think the two managers obviously had a quiet word with both the sides at half-time, because the game has certainly slowed down. Good job at Hazard, because they'd never have lasted the game anyway. It is coming down.
Yes, noticeably the pace has slackened, but it's quickening now as Pearson goes through just outside that Liverpool penalty area. Danger, and he scored! Pearson for Manchester United. Stuart Pearson is mobbed by delirious United players, and on the terraces they're going absolutely rampant now. A quick break, the ball played through to Pearson just outside the Liverpool penalty area. He controlled the ball well and shot, and a suspicion in fact that it went under the diving body of Liverpool's Ray Clements. So Pearson opens the scoring in the 1977 FA Cup final. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. 6 minutes gone in the second half.
Well, we said at half-time, Al, that although Liverpool were getting on top, and they were just beginning to get on top in this last few minutes of the first half, we always thought that with United were always likely to break away and possibly score, and this is what done. Pearson has really not touched the ball this game, and now he's scored.
And the fire now suddenly lit. Liverpool will come storming forward now, knowing that they will always be in danger of another quick counter-attack like that. But here come Liverpool forward. The ball with Keegan, flicked on into the United penalty area. Buchan clears, it's still in danger. But Stepney, who's had a quite magnificent game today, saves when under pressure. Stuart Pearson, the United goal scorer, is not on the field at the moment. He must have injured the back of his neck in scoring that goal. And he's down having treatment from Tommy Kavanagh, the Manchester United coach, as McCreary warms up. He's the substitute, but Pearson is now back on the field. United, rampant for the moment. 1-0 they lead. 6-7 minutes gone in the second half of the FA Cup final. But Liverpool come forward again. The ball with Highway just inside the Manchester United half. Highway holds the ball, then turns it infield. Leaves it to Joey Jones, just 10 yards inside the United half. Jones a long ball forward. It reaches Kennedy. And there's Case! Case has equalised! A tremendous goal! 2 goals in the space of 90 seconds. And suddenly this game really developing into the sort of classic battle that so many people expected. A tremendous shot by Jimmy Case. The ball dropped to him and he absolutely rifled it beyond Alex Stepney into the net to bring Liverpool back into the game within 90 seconds of United's goal. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 1.
But Jimmy Greenough soon scored for United. Not a pretty goal, but it was a winner. And Liverpool's dream of the treble was over. A defeat, oddly enough, for which Bob Paisley always blamed himself.
The worst decision was possibly when we were going for the treble. In 77, we'd won the league. We'd got the Saturday game with Manchester United. Then we had the Wednesday one in Rome. And again, this is trying to read into the stamina side of certain individuals and that. And I opted to go for the 4-3-3 formation at Wembley. Now, the reason for this being, I left Ian Callaghan out. But then, in between times, there was a dreadful thing, the announcement that we wouldn't be, if there was a replay, it wouldn't be replayed until June the 28th or something. Now, this is May the 16th or something, we're talking about when the cup final is going to be played. And this was going to make the players to have to train really to be off at 6 weeks, and we then played about 70 games and that already, and this was going to, and this really got to me psychologically. This had a tremendous bearing on me picking a team, and against Manchester United, I thought we were still unlucky with the team that we had out to lose, but at the same time I'd thought about getting a more positive attitude and hoping to get a goal or two and played that formation. But I'm quite sure had I played the same formation as I did at Rome, we'd have won that 1-2.
And so Liverpool headed for Rome in search of the biggest crown of all, the European Cup, the Cup of Champions. Just 5 days after their defeat by Manchester United at Wembley, they faced old adversaries Borussia Mönchengladbach in the European final.
Still no goals here in the Olympic Stadium in Rome, the European Champions Cup. The ball on the halfway line. Bonhoff comes in again, sharp and quick, but not quicker than Liverpool. And Callaghan picks it up and plays it to his right. Callaghan looking as if he's playing his first game and not his 309th game for Liverpool. Loving it. A lovely through ball on McDermott. And McDermott has scored. Oh, Liverpool have done it. Oh, great goal by Terry McDermott. It's his second European Cup goal of the season. And how very, very important that could be. Because we all felt the first goal psychologically could score a bullseye. Terry McDermott hits the back of that Mönchengladbach net. There was nothing anyone could do. McDermott scores. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Liverpool 1. And the ball kicked downfield by Ray Clemens. Deep it lands inside the Mönchengladbach half, and it's picked up by McDermott. There could be danger here for the Germans again. It's flicked off wide to Kevin Keegan. Keegan beautifully goes round one man. He's on the edge of that penalty area now. Out to Case on the far side. Case crosses, but offside, presumably given in fact against Jimmy Case on that far side, although he may have used his arm to control the ball. And the referee has given a free kick to Mönchengladbach just outside their own penalty area. The kick taken quickly, and the Wietkamp, big centre-back, moves forward. Oh, he's given it away to Keegan. He was lucky to get away with that one. The ball just bobbled away from Keegan. Uncharacteristic mistakes being made at the moment by the Mönchengladbach players, and perhaps a sign of their growing frustration and their growing apprehension. They're still in possession, though, in the middle of the field. The ball played out to Kulik, the substitute on this near side of the field. Kulik a short ball to Simonsen, halfway inside Liverpool's half. They're building intelligently again now. The ball with Stilicher for Mönchengladbach. Stilicher flips it on back. Dear Simonsen to Klinkhammer. Klinkhammer, a first-time ball into Liverpool's penalty area. Danger now for Liverpool. Finally, it's Callaghan who hacks his clearance away to this near side of the field. But there's Schaffer to control it again. On his thigh and play it short in field to Klinkhammer. Pressure now from Mönchengladbach. Liverpool for once having to backpedal. The ball halfway inside their own half and a misunderstanding. And the ball is on the right edge of that Liverpool penalty. And it's there! Oh, what a tragedy for Liverpool. A misunderstanding in defence. Ian Callaghan and I think Phil Neal was the other Liverpool player involved. One fatal error. And suddenly Mönchengladbach are back in this match with a vengeance. Keegan with the inevitable votes behind him does well to lay the ball off to Highway. Highway jinks in field. Was he brought down? No, says the referee. Waves play on. So the ball back again with Mönchengladbach. And another good ball finds this dangerous and ever-willing Simonsen. Simonsen, a glorious ball. Danger here for Liverpool. Could this be number 2? Great save by Clemens. If Clemens was the man who blamed himself for Liverpool's cup final defeat on Saturday, he's certainly the man who saved Liverpool in that moment. Keegan to Case. Case tries to turn and get in a shot. Can't do so. Booth fights into the tackle. The heat beginning to tell even here high in the stands, let alone what it's like down there on the pitch. 19 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool won, Mönchengladbach won, and whilst the honours were Liverpool's in the first half, they've most decidedly been Mönchengladbach's in this second half. But here come Liverpool again, with Neal chipping the ball into the penalty area and Klinkhammer forced to concede a corner. So Liverpool, beginning to turn the screw themselves, exert a little pressure of their own, have won a corner on this near side of the field. Steve Highway to take it beneath those thousands of Liverpool fans. Highway steps back onto the red tartan running track which surrounds this glorious pitch. Moves up now and hits the corner, right-footed across. There's Keegan! Keegan! No, it wasn't Keegan, in fact. The goal was placed home. I think Keegan got the header in, but it was Kennedy, I'm sure, who got the final touch. But Liverpool aren't at this moment concerned at all. They're mobbing anybody and everybody in a Liverpool shirt. Tommy Smith is in there too, trying to take some of the congratulations. And Smith, I'm sure, was the man who may have got the final touch. Keegan headed it on, Kennedy was in there too, but Smith is the man who's claiming the goal, and well he might. It's his 600th game for Liverpool, his final game in a Liverpool shirt, and has he, I wonder, scored the goal that might have won Liverpool the European Cup. Smith indeed the man. Looking at it again, who got that final touch. And what a moment. His first goal of the season, and he scores it in the European Cup final. And Neil will take the free kick. Short to Smith. Smith plays it on, finds Keegan. Keegan comes away from Foulkes, plays it back. A first-time ball finds Kennedy. Short to Keegan. Kennedy gallops away for the return, but Keegan comes infield. He goes round Bertie Foulkes, and Keegan's going inside the area, and Keegan's brought down, and that's a penalty. That is a penalty, and that was no more than Liverpool deserved, because Keegan had made a glorious run inside the box, and Bertie Foulkes came clattering after Keegan. He went round Bertie Foulkes, and Keegan was brought down. And now about 100,000 photographers are running the whole length of the Olympic Stadium to stand behind the Mönchengladbach net. Because if Phil Neal scores this, and it's got to be Phil Neal, the penalty king of Liverpool, Phil Neal, I would think, could win the European Cup for Liverpool. Phil Neal spots the ball up more carefully than he's ever done before. He scored 3 European Cup goals, 1 with a penalty. Let's wait. He comes up. 3-1. And Phil Neal has almost certainly won the European Cup for Liverpool. The man who was playing for 4th Division Northampton in 1974 has scored his 4th European Cup goal. As clean a penalty as you could wish to see. Rome belongs to the Mersey. Phil Neal has surely done it for them now. Liverpool 3, Borussia Mönchengladbach 1.
Champions of all Europe. But Kevin Keegan, the man the Kop called superstar, left at the end of the 1977 season to SV Hamburg for a fee of £500,000. The Kop couldn't believe it, and Keegan knew he'd lost some friends.
I didn't know what I was looking for when I said I wanted to leave Liverpool. I just felt that I'd had 6 great years there, that we'd won most things, and that suddenly there was no challenges left, really. Start of a new season, the boss would come in and say, right, we've got to win it again, all over again, you know, and we'd done it twice, then we did it 3 times, and suddenly I just didn't fancy trying to do it for the 4th time. I just needed another challenge somewhere, and I didn't think English football could give me that. So I just made a statement which lost me a lot of fans at Liverpool, and I still don't think this day they understand that, and there's nothing I can do about that because I have to live my life the way I see it. And I said, look, this is going to be my last season, and I'm going to look to go abroad possibly. And at the time I said that, I didn't have a club lined up. Most people thought I did. I didn't know. A lot of people have said, and you know, I can understand them saying it, say I went for the money. Obviously, financially I benefited. I mean, the guy who moves from one job to another always looks firstly at the money and wants to benefit financially to justify everything else. But I couldn't have known what sort of money was in Germany or anywhere because I didn't have any contact.
And a few years later, Keegan tried to put his finger on what was so special about Anfield.
I think it's the club in general, that as you walk in there you feel a certain atmosphere that you don't get in any other club in England, certainly, and probably anywhere in Europe if it goes to that. There's a feeling in the club that everyone wants success, right down from the cleaning ladies, you know, right up to the top, the chairman. I think the club is brilliantly run by the chairman and the board directors and the manager and the secretary there. They plan ahead. They don't just live for today like some clubs do. They're always thinking about the future, what they can do for the young players. They don't skimp and save on things. They treat players properly, and they expect the players in return to produce the goods. And if we get a new gymnasium or a multi-gym, as we got in my time there, to respect it and treat it as if it was your own. And I think there's a spirit right throughout the club. There's no spoiled players there. Every player's got his feet firmly on the floor, and the backroom staff there are so important. You know, they all do little jobs. You hardly notice them, but at the end of the week, they put something over which they want to put over. It's very clever. It's very simple. But at the end of the day, the greatest thing they've got, of course, are the supporters and the people. They're characters in themselves. They work hard up there if they are working. Unfortunately, at the moment, there's a lot of unemployment, as everyone knows. And they go to football on Saturday and expect to see 11 players working hard too. And that forms a character of the team. I don't think we realised, at least in my time, probably how good we were. You look back now and you see that in 6 years we won the league 3 times, we were runners-up twice and third once. We never out the first 3. We won the FA Cup and also lost in a final of an FA Cup. We won the UEFA Cup twice, and we won the European Cup once. I mean, we'd almost forgotten what it was like to lose, and yet we never thought we were really that good. It's only now when I look back, people talk to me now about the relationship with Toshack at Liverpool, you know, with the Mighty Mouse and the big fella, little and large, whatever you want to call it. But we just went out there and did fairly simple things, and they came off for us. And of course we had players around us who had the ability, when we made a run into space, to find us with the right sort of flighted ball at the right pace, and they made things easier.
Bob Paisley shed no tears, though. Paisley was a realist, and he wasted no time in replacing Keegan. He simply made the best buy of his career by signing Kenny Dalglish from Celtic for £440,000. Dalglish, an original himself, skilled and strong and cunning, a scorer of accomplished goals. The Kop had a new hero. And for Paisley and Dalglish and a team of high excellence, these now were years of plenty. In 1978, they reached the final of the League Cup for the first time. Their opponents were Nottingham Forest. Their meeting at Wembley was a goalless draw, and the replay was at Old Trafford.
Smith thumps it forward, tries to find Dalglish. Dalglish is brought down there by O'Hare. The referee lets play go on, and it's Kennedy now with his right foot putting the ball out to this near side of the field, and Hughes is in there, but so too is Anderson. Anderson emerged this season as one of the best attacking right-backs in English football. He can defend, though, too, and he's defending now, but he misses that one, and the ball comes to Hughes. Hughes, left edge of that Forest penalty area. The ball breaks off a Forest defender there, but runs straight into the hands of Chris Woods. Woods, just 19 years old, and on Saturday, no question, he was Wembley's hero. He's only playing, of course, because Peter Shilton is cup-tied along with Needham and Gemmell. Despite the fact that he's never played in a league game, he played superbly. And the ball forward now, and it comes to O'Hare, and O'Hare's brought down. It could be a penalty. I think it's a penalty. We are now 7.5 minutes into the second half. O'Hare brought down the Liverpool players surround Mr. Partridge, but he is pointing emphatically at the spot. No question about that. And there was O'Hare measuring his 6 foot on this Old Trafford turf. And now Pat Partridge, a World Cup referee, is putting that ball on the penalty spot very carefully. It'll be Robertson, John Robertson, the man who'd very much like to be in Scotland, in Argentina with Scotland, who'll take the penalty. The man who scored 2 league goals this season. Is the deadlock about to be broken? The League Cup final of 1978. It could be in the balance. Forrest and Robertson, and he scores. He pops it inside Ray Clements' right post. That was the way Ray Clements was diving. He dived a long way, but Robertson's shot precisely hit with the inside of his right foot, crept inside that right post.
One man who was not amused was that engaging character, Terry McDermott. He had a goal disallowed in both games.
I couldn't believe it when the referee disallowed it. How he's disallowed it, I don't know. He's gone on the linesman again, which he did on Saturday. There was no way, you know, I could swear on the Bible if anyone put a Bible in front of me that it's never hit my hand or my arm or whatever. It's hit my chest, and it bounced perfectly for me. And I put it in the back of the net, and I was so choked, you know. All the lads are sick as Paris in the dressing room, you know, and it's been another injustice tonight.
But if one door had closed, another soon opened. Liverpool reached the final of the European Cup once more. Their opponents, again old adversaries, were Bruges, and by way of making it a special occasion, the 1978 final was at Wembley.
Steve Highway now on the touchline for Liverpool, and it looks as though the number 8 is the figure that's being held, and that's Jimmy Case. So it could be Highway for Case, which would mean that Dennis Law's prediction was correct. But still, at the moment, the ball has gone out of play, far side of the field on the halfway line, and indeed Liverpool will make the substitution now. And Jimmy Case doesn't realise it, but he's the man who's about to be taken off. Applause for Case, the man with a marvellous scoring record. 11 goals in 21 European ties, but apart from a first half free kick, hasn't really looked as though he's likely to be on target tonight. And sportingly, Jimmy Case shakes the hand of Steve Highway, who gets a marvellous reception from the crowd. Dennis, your prediction about a midfield player being taken off was quite right.
Oh, I don't have to feel too clever about that. I just thought that Liverpool had control of midfield and they could afford to lose a midfield player. because Fairclough is a likely pair to score a goal for them.
So let's see what difference the arrival of Steve Highway on the Wembley pitch can make, as McDermott plays a dangerous ball in field to Dalglish. Dalglish chips it over. It's headed away from the penalty spot. It'll break to Souness. Souness forward. Dalglish is not offside, and Dalglish has scored for Liverpool. 1-0. Dalglish is so delighted. He's run off the pitch onto the track surrounding it, and is absolutely engulfed by delighted Liverpool players. And all around the ground, it's red and white now. A suspicion of offside as the ball was played through, but Dalglish had come from behind the defender and was not offside as he slipped the ball right-footed beyond the goalkeeper and into the corner of the net for the goal that could mean that Liverpool retain the European Cup here at Wembley.
The ball on the halfway line. Van der Eycken, a long clearance offside, easily. Wolders must have been 5 yards offside. We've got 22 seconds to go. This is going to be Liverpool's night, and it's been Liverpool's season, really. Nottingham Forest took the championship so superbly, but Liverpool were there as they've been for so long, and they're going to do this surely now. We've got 10 seconds by our watch, and maybe just a few seconds added on, but not much. And the noise gets louder and louder and louder. A long clearance from Liverpool. Looking again for Fairclough. They hadn't, but they found McDermott. And McDermott hits it over the bar. That would have been the icing on the cake. That's gone straight across the shale half moon behind the Bruges goal. We are now in injury time. And the referee beckons to Jensen to take the goal kick. A long clearance inside the centre circle. Hansen looks for Dalglish. Fairclough's offside. And I think even the Belgians now know that they're done, they're out. They're finished now. The first Belgian side to be in the European Cup final. That is it! And Liverpool have done it! And Emlyn Hughes is coming up the steps to say, can we have our cup back? Because that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to get his cup back. They come up the steps. It doesn't seem very long, in fact, when you've won. Ipswich Town will know that from last Saturday. So Emlyn Hughes will lead his team up. Played over 600 games for Liverpool. 51 caps for England. I don't think any of them will have given him quite the delight. If he can actually get, that is, to the top of the steps. He'll move along, and he will be presented with the cup by the Dr. Artemio Franchi, the president of UEFA. I don't think Emlyn Hughes will really care. That's the cheer for Emlyn Hughes. The biggest smile on Wembley. And he just for a moment holds a fist up in the air. And when Emlyn Hughes smiles, he lights up everything around him. He takes the cup, and in a moment you'll hear the roar. It's his cup. It's Liverpool's cup. Now we've extricated Bob Paisley from all the hundreds who want to say, well done, Bob Paisley. Let Alan Parry do that just for us.
Yes, indeed, Bob. Can I add my own congratulations to the hundreds you seem to have received already? Yet another great night for you. You must be wondering when or if it will ever all end.
It's just unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, but I like to come here now and again.
And for once, the Wembley jinx, because you haven't done so well here in recent seasons, has left you.
No, it was going pretty well the same way today. The goalkeeper made some excellent saves in the first half when we possibly could have clinched it, but anyway, it all went well in the end.
You sound as if you've been doing a bit of shouting.
I have, yeah. Got a bit of excitement towards the end.
I'll speak to one or two of the lads now if I can. Davy Fairclough. Davy, congratulations.
Fabulous.
Marvellous moment for you.
Terrific, yeah.
After missing out on so many finals, it must be a great moment.
It's the greatest accomplishment in my football career. It's a great moment. That support absolutely out as well.
Was there a moment, though, when you felt it was going to be a little bit like Ipswich on Saturday? You had so much of the ball, so much play that the goal wasn't going to come?
Not really. I think the only time I thought they were going to score was when Alan Hansen made a slip up at the back, but, you know.
And Emlyn Hughes, thanks very much, David Fairclough. Emlyn's still got hold of the European Cup. You've had so many marvellous moments in your career. I suppose people keep asking you, is this yet another? But this must be one of the most satisfying of all on your own home ground.
Well, it is actually, because last year was the greatest moment ever to win it first time, and now to come here in front of our own fans and to win it again. It's unbelievable. It just keeps getting better and better.
It was looking a little bit like the Nottingham Forest League Cup final at one stage. A lot of pressure.
But played well. Don't kid yourself about that. They give us a lot more harder game than we had last year. That's guaranteed certainty, because these were a fair side. but we played well, we battled away well, and we got the goal that counted, and we won, and that's the main thing.
Marvellous goal by Kenny Dalglish.
Brilliant. He does it so well. I mean, actually, the less time he's got, the better he is. If he has it too long, he tends to hold it, but if he has to go and do it instinctively, he does it great. Brilliant.
Many thanks, Emlyn. Congrats. So Emlyn Hughes, I think, just about the final Liverpool player, apart from one man, David Johnson, who's having a little bit more difficulty getting down to the tunnel than most. That's because he's still on crutches. David, heartbreaking not to be out there taking part in it, but still marvellous moment, because I know you're a born and bred Scouser, to see that presentation and lap of honour.
Well, I tell you, there must be a million people who would give anything to be even out there and just walk around with it like I just walked around. I'm part of it, you know. I didn't play out there, but I'm still part of it. I felt more part of this one than I did last year. You know, absolutely magnificent.
And the satisfaction of knowing it was your goal in the semi-final, which really helped Liverpool to get here today.
All goals help, but I suppose they helped a little bit, but that's certainly made certain at Anfield, and again, he made certain again tonight as well. You know, absolutely magnificent.
A game that was subdued for a long time, but when it did take off in the second half, it was a good one to watch in the end.
I think there's about 80,000 Scousers who'll disagree with you. I think it was really enthralling all the way through the game.
Well, the crutches stop you from celebrating tonight, David.
Oh, the crutches will be put away tonight. Dancing.
Many thanks, David Johnson.
Cheers.